Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today I have a pretty sweet unboxing for you guys of a new, very premium and exclusive QSP knife. Now, I've had this knife before. I actually still have an original version, and I really like it. It's one of my favorite budget knives, and to be honest, one of my favorite knives under 3 inches that I've had in my collection ever, to be honest. There was something about it that just kind of hit me right out of the box. I'll cover all that here in just a bit. Before I get into this unboxing, though, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. If you like what you see, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. And the closer we get to 10,000 subscriber, guys, we're getting very close. And the moment we do, there will be a pretty massive giveaway. I'm really looking forward to do that, and your help and your support will help get me there. Now, going into this unboxing, like I said, this is an exclusive. It's something that is still very much available. It is linked below in this video, so hop on over to Caviso Outdoors and get yourself this right here. Let's take a look at it. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it? So, well, actually, I have a little confession to make. I was so excited to check this guy out, I actually unboxed it myself last night. So I wanted to show you guys the box, everything that came in, but it's right here. This is the QSP Penguin, and this is the most premium version of the Penguin I've come across at the most reasonable price. What we have here is S35 VN steel, right there. S35 VN, titanium frame lock, carbon fiber front side, and so much more. Because what we're going to do is take a look at this knife right here, and we're going to compare it to the original QSP Penguin, which I fell for very quickly, and as well as the other versions of the titanium frame lock Penguin that I don't have, but I know the specs on, so we're going to compare all 3 of those. But first, we'll take another quick little look at this box. It's actually a really nice box. It's a very well presented very well. Got just a very solid box here. It's nice. And then we also have some stickers, as you can see here, and kind of like a little certificate talking about the knife, which is cool. And then the packaging in here, it's just for the price of this knife, which we'll touch on here in just a second. It's a nice little presentation. I don't care about packaging as much as I used to be honest. But there is something about getting a new knife and opening it in quality packaging. It makes you feel like you're getting a little more bang for your buck. And that might sound stupid to some people, but I think a lot of people will also get it. So kind of nice, worth bringing that up, especially when you hear the price of this guy. But now let's take a deeper look at this, because as you can see, for the most part, in terms of aesthetics, it's very much the same as the original Penguin. Now, there are a couple differences. There's actually a few significant differences, and then a couple small differences. And we're going to go over all of those right now. The first biggest difference is obviously, and the most obvious one, with your OG, you have a liner lock versus a frame lock. Now, I will say, this liner lock on the original Penguin is very nice. I have no issue with it. It locks up just fine, but I very much prefer the strength and reliability of a frame lock knife. I am still a huge fan of frame locks, and obviously you still see them around everywhere, but with the button locks and the shark locks and the new opening methods, and if you've seen any new knives this year, Cold Steel's come out with a new lock, other new locks are coming out, and I'm excited to check all those out, but there's something about the durability and just good stuff about a frame lock that I really enjoy. And at the end of the day, outside of a fixed blade, a frame lock, in my opinion, is still probably the best lock on a knife in terms of stability, reliability, durability, all the abilities. It's just nice, and it's hard to beat. So that's very nice, having the frame lock. Then the next obvious one is the blade material. So on the original, it comes with D2. In the other QSP tie Penguins that you see on Blade HQ and other retailers, that is 154 cm. But again, like we said, this one here is S35 VN. Still one of my favorite steels. It's hard to go wrong with S35 VN. What the blade is running on, this is where it gets good. On the original Penguin, you have washers. I think everybody knows that. Bronze washers right here. Now, I will say the action is very, very good on washers. I don't have any issues with it. And then there's also washers on the other QSP titanium Penguins that have come out. This guy is on bearings. As you can see right there, on bearings. And that makes a huge difference. Blade flies out. I gotta say, so this one here, the closing action, even on washers, is pretty good. But it is better with these washers. The blade flies out, easily shakes shut. Great action. I mean, it's your typical washer, or your typical bearing action. I'm not gonna say it's like the best bearings I've ever felt, but still, very smooth, very nice. It gives it that extra little, premium feel, I guess. Handle thickness. The handle thickness between these two guys is even different. And I think some of that is because this obviously doesn't have any liners, I think is the biggest difference. But you're looking at 450 thousandths on the OG. Now, I don't know the handle thickness on the other titanium models, but the Kaviso Outdoor exclusive is 400 thousandths. And when you put these together right here, as you can see, you can really see the difference. It is substantially thicker, at least comparing it by that. And you do feel it in hand. You do feel that difference of thickness in hand. One other thing, guys, real quick while I'm doing this, it's very important to note, I am not affiliated with Kaviso Outdoors one bit whatsoever. To be completely honest, I never even heard of Kaviso Outdoors until I saw this post that was shared by QSP, the actual QSP manufacturer, that there was some of these available over at Kaviso. So I didn't even know these existed until earlier this week. And then when I hopped on and saw everything, which we're going over now, I had to pick one up because I've been looking. I've had my eyes out on a premium Penguin for quite a long time. But just to let you know, this is linked below. You can pick one up. They're still in stock. But I don't get anything from this. Kaviso doesn't know Wayne Sharp World, who we are, what I do, none of that stuff. Never heard of me. I'm doing this because when I find a sweet knife that I really enjoy, I assume that a lot of other people would enjoy it too. And if I've never heard about it, there's a good chance you've never heard about it. So that's why I'm making the video. But going on, the edge, the sliciness of the edge, excuse me. What we have here is still a pretty decent edge on this guy, coming in at 21 thousandths, but then you kick it up a notch on this guy right here, and we're coming in at 18 thousandths. I actually had a reading of like 17.5 thousandths, but I always round up just to be safe when it comes to that. So 18 thousandths on the edge of this blade, guys. It's a great EDC blade. Kind of that, I think it's a sheep's foot blade personally. It doesn't have a whole lot of a point to be considered a Wharncliffe, a little point, so a sheep's footy Wharncliffe, whatever you want to call it. But regardless, the edge on this guy is nice and slicey. Huge fan of that. Now, they do have two blade options. The only handle option is this right here, marble carbon fiber, or raindrop carbon fiber and titanium. Talk more about this carbon fiber in just a second. But you do have different blade options. Excuse me, need to drink a little more coffee today. This is available in stonewash like I have here, or satin finish. So a satin finish would look kind of like this. So there you go. There's your two options there in the blade. But yes, definitely a thinner edge on this version. Now the price. The price is kind of the stunner of this whole thing. The original OG, this was a great deal. When I got this, it was like $19.88, something crazy, or maybe just over 20, I can't remember. But right now, the original, which you can still get a knife just like this, for $32.66. So phenomenal deal. Still excellent value, even with D2, whether you like it or not. The quality, fit and finish, action, it's all on point with this knife, and it's a fantastic knife for $32.66. And then the other QSP titanium models with 154 cm steel come in at $96.88 and can go up from there depending on what version you get. But this version right here, this version with carbon fiber, titanium, S35VN is currently on sale, and I don't think the sale's going to go away. It's probably going to stay at this price, $89 even. $89 for this knife. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's probably the best value under $100 I've ever come across. And just earlier this week or late last week, I can't remember when I uploaded that video, I talked about the Best Tech Swordfish being the best value under $100 I've found. And that one's still very close to this, but the titanium and carbon fiber, that definitely elevates this above the Swordfish, in my opinion. Two very, very different knives, I get that. But the actual materials and bang for your buck and value, you guys cannot beat this. It's amazing. It's a great value. It's a great knife. Now, I know some people may not like the Penguin. You know, I feel like it kind of has a cult following. You either love it or you hate it. You know, the aesthetics on it, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it I like. I really like. I think it's because I got this one, thought it was such a great deal, and I was so impressed by the overall level of quality on such an affordable knife. It really kind of just, I think it forced me to fall in love with it. And it hasn't changed. It's why I still have this a year and a half later after I bought it. I've sold a lot of knives over the past year and a half, and I still have my original Penguin. So that does say something. And the D2 has not rusted. That's a shocker to me too. So I cannot believe this blade has not rusted at all in the year and a half I've carried, because I've carried this a lot. It's kind of, I don't know what they did to this D2. I don't know if they mismarked it and it's actually VG10 or S35. I don't know, but it hasn't rusted, so I'm very happy with that. But this right here is just, it's just slightly better in my opinion. Well, a lot better in my opinion in terms of value, but just feel in hand. Going into the ergos are basically the same as you would feel with the Penguin. The only difference is that thickness. You do feel the thinner handle on this guy than you do here, and not by much, but you absolutely feel it. There's no denying it. To be honest, I think it's pretty easy to feel. So you do feel that. So it could be a good thing or a bad thing for someone, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a difference to where I think it's going to negatively affect your opinion of this knife. Another thing that's really nice is just the overall level of detail and execution. You've got all the bells and whistles on this guy. You've got a lock bar insert right here. You've got your over travel stop. You know, this knife is built extremely well. You have a very nice pocket clip that I like a lot. You guys know I like the flat milled pocket clip, and it actually carries. Let me close this guy up, and as you can see right here, that's basically what's going to be out of your pocket right there. So that's plenty deep enough for me. That's a fantastic depth of carry. I have no issue with that, and I really do like this clip. It's not satiny. It goes really well, mixes with the handle. On the original, it was a very poppy satin clip, which you guys know I'm not a huge fan of. So again, more good things to check off the list of this one. The blade has absolutely perfect centering. Perfecto centering. I mean, again, you're getting everything you want for in a premium knife at a very affordable price. Of course, there's no blade play. If there's ever blade play on a knife, that's going to be one of the first things I tell you guys. But just the level of quality and feel and hand on this guy is fantastic. And the action, going into the action, it's considerably different running on those bearings. It feels like a premium knife that runs on bearings. I mean, at this point, I think everyone knows what a knife like that feels like. And again, guys, I got this last night. This is Saturday morning, January 22nd, and I got this last night on Friday. So this is very much still kind of out of the box. Action is so good. Detent is actually rather strong. It's not too strong. I can still easily, I can still pretty easily middle finger flick it. I will say, I've got, middle finger flicking for me has become pretty easy. I do it a lot. This is definitely a little stiff when it comes to middle finger flicking, but if you're good at it, you're not going to have any problem doing it. The actual thumb studs, just using your thumb, the blade flies out, and you feel those bearings working when you're opening it and closing the blade. So very, very nice addition to what was already a great knife. And to keep in mind, this is still in the break-in process, so that detent may get a little smoother. I'm kind of assuming it will, but from my experience, detents don't get a whole lot smoother than they are out of the box. The lockup will change a little as it wears in, which it's already still got a very nice lockup as is. So no issue there, and it's cut at a good angle to where I don't foresee any issues with that at all. So just a very, very solid knife, guys. This is the Penguin I've been waiting for. The only thing I might do to it, I think this blade would look perfect with that stonewash flat. If I could get just a very, very slight regrind, really just more for aesthetics, to be completely honest. But I could still get that edge down a little to maybe like 14, 15 thousandths, and then that satin pop on the stonewash. This would look phenomenal. It would be a stunner. So I may very well get that done to this knife. I've been wanting to get a grinder on my own and practice. Now, I wouldn't practice with this knife, but I don't know. I have all these crazy things I want to do that involves my passion with knives, and that is one of them. So either way, I think it would look really good if I got a little satin machine grind on this guy on just the grind area to bring out a little satin pop on the blade. But regardless, guys, as is, this is the Penguin to get, in my opinion. Big fan of this. It's a home run in every way, from value, quality, aesthetics. It's the best one you can get. So if you are a fan of the Penguin, if you like the Penguin, you've been wanting to add another knife to the collection, this is the way to go. The carbon fiber is also, it's got to be worth pointing out because it's so smooth. So smooth. Zero flaws in it whatsoever. Zero flaws. It's not laminated either. This is the real deal Holyfield. It is good, and yeah, light, very light. I don't have the actual weight on it, but it feels like it's half the weight of this. Incredible lightness in hand. Feels very good. I don't know where the balance is. Yeah, so it's balanced pretty well too. But it feels great in hand. It looks great with that poppy carbon fiber. Just fantastic. This is it, guys. It is linked below. Let me know what you think of this. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy this day. Enjoy the next day. If you're a football fan, hey, playoff time, baby. Let's go. I will see you guys on the next one. I'm out.